So it's been a while since I've made a video, and I know this is a little bit off topic from what I usually do, but nonetheless it is a video for you guys to watch. So, I recently bought an Allis-Chalmers. It's a 1959 Allis-Chalmers D17. It has 63 horsepower, liquid-cooled, 4-cylinder, overhead valves. It is a narrow front. It has calcium in the rears. It's got the dual brakes, and it's a Category 2 3-point hitch, PTO, and the whole 9 yards. I got it for quite a good deal. And here the guy also had, this is a back blade and a loader. And you guys won't believe how much I paid for these. All I had to do was go pick them up. I got them for free since I paid the guy's asking price on the tractor. So this is a Category 2 3-point rear blade, and if I remember correctly, it is, I think this is 7 feet long. So from right to there, all the way over to here, yep, there's 7 feet. 7 foot, right on the money. And, of course, it needs some work. You can see the cutting edge is broke there, and it's bent here in a few places. It needs some welding. And there's also a big crack running up in here. I think I'm gonna keep this thing because we don't have a rear blade for any of the tractors that we have. So I figured, well, I might as well just keep this. I mean, heck, I got it for free. So I have a little welding there on the cutting edge, and then this tube here, and I think that's pretty much it. Where the tractor came from, the guy was a machinist. He was up in his 70s, and he bought a wide front, if I remember correctly, a wide front D17. His has a loader on it, and he didn't need that other one. So I think I'll paint this thing up, and I want to cap these ends. This is a Category 2. We might convert it to Category 1, which involves either trimming this down and maybe either cutting these off and welding them closer in for Category 1. This is a Category 2 implement, so generally the Category 2 stuff, it's wider for the pins, and the pins are also significantly bigger. I think these are 1 inch, if I remember correctly. They look about 1 inch, maybe. Yeah, they're 1 inch. So those would either need like cut off, turned down to, I think it's a 3/4 or 5/8 pin for Category 1, and then this needs drop down, and then this shortened here. But it's a six-way, yeah, 3 positions, 3 there, 3 here, and then 2 positions here also that you just drop a pin through. But the reason I think this split here is because this was open, so I want to cap that and cap the ends of this, and I also want to cap this. Whenever I came out here, probably a week or 2 ago, this hole here was totally full of water, so I don't really want to have that happen again because it's tough on the steel. It just rusts everything, and the reason this split here is because I think this tube here was full of water. So, but I'll paint that up and weld it up, so you guys will, hopefully you'll see that in a video or 2. But this is what I wanted to make mainly the video about. So this is an International Harvester loader. There's a guy on YouTube, I can't forget his name, but he put this same loader on his, I think it was an International Harvester, like 300 or something tractor, and it goes back to the back axle here, and then obviously the engine and stuff are in here. But it's a pretty good size loader, and this cylinder is in pretty good shape. This one here's got some pitting in it, and I think I put it, yeah, I put it over. It needs some welding done also. This had a hydraulic cylinder on it, and there's nothing on it now, so I'll have to source a hydraulic cylinder. But this needs welded, and then this needs welded, and then there's also, if you guys can see this, there's a big old split going the whole way from there all the way down to here. So probably 3.5 or 4 feet of this left side of the loader is split. I mean, I can weld that up. That's no problem. So, I mean, being that I got this thing for free, I know it's going to take a lot of work to bring it back, which it's not a big problem for me. But maybe, since we got it for free, there's a lot of pipe and stuff in here that's usable. You know, all these little pieces here, and that's a great big giant one. And the bucket, I don't know what I could use that for. I think it'd be neat to turn this thing into a wood stove, right? You know? This bucket reminds me of looks like they took a 55-gallon barrel, turned it on its side, and then cut it this way. And then there's half of the bucket. It has these big monster, I don't know, probably 2 foot, almost 2 foot long teeth on it. It will need some new hydraulic hoses. As far as I know, it's complete. This side of the grill here is bent a little, which isn't really a big issue. And I mean, everything else is pretty much solid, but it would need some new hydraulic lines. I mean, these things, they're not the greatest. And it has all the fittings and stuff, which is one of these big things there. Big quick disconnect. So, what I want to know is, do you guys think this loader is worth me putting my time and effort into getting it going again, or is it scrap metal? Or should I just cut it apart and use it for pipe and all sorts of things? There's a lot of materials here that I could use. Now, this loader, if I remember correctly, I think it's like $600 or $700 that it would sell for. That I could sell it for, you know, being painted up and something like that. My brother thinks more around like $300, and I think I could get a little bit more for it on, you know, Facebook Marketplace or something like that. So I'm just looking for some people's opinions on YouTube and seeing what they think I should do with it. I mean, it's really not that bad. I know it looks bad, but, you know, a coat of paint will go a long way to making this thing look good. And other than that big split on that side, this loader arm here is just fine. And it also has the double one on the bottom, and I think that one's fine too. So, I don't know. I can make some more welding videos about this thing, but there's no tag on it that I've seen. This is like the closest thing to a sticker, and, well, it's long gone. It was interesting. We loaded this whole thing into the Jeep trailer, and if you've seen that video, the videos that I have in that, we tilted the bucket the whole way up so the teeth were vertical, and then we rolled it over on its side so one of these sides was up. So if, you know, it's sitting like this now, it was turned like this with the bucket in the front, and the trailer ended right about here, somewhere around there, and then we had all the two legs in the back sticking out. It was interesting bringing this thing home, but I put a chain around it, and I mean, we weren't going fast at all. What cost us was our time and gas just bringing it home, and the blade was worth it, and I figured maybe I'll do something with this loader. I don't know. But yeah, it's, you know, you can't beat free, right? Scrap metal's down, so I'm kind of shying away from scrapping it just because I would rather just cut it apart and, you know, take the pieces for myself and, you know, or just fix it. I would have to source a hydraulic cylinder. I might be able to find one used, but it was a big one. It went the whole way from there all the way down to the bucket down there. So I think that's just about all I have to say for this video. I know this is a little random.